Welcome to the Don't Get Fooled Show with Big Rio and Ace NFL Week 13. All right, let's go, Ace.
All right, boys and girls, NFL Week 13. Cannot wait, boys and girls. We are back from Thailand. What a trip. And stay tuned for the BS segment. We're going to give you guys a full recap of the trip. And so it's going to be a juicy BS segment this week. Before we get into the slate, Big Ree,
make sure to subscribe, like, comment, join the membership, and purchase your merch.
Join the membership, boys and girls. Get those bonus picks. Get your merch. Support the channel, and let's start right off with the quote of the day. The quote of the day: "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." Quote of the day: "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." By Theodore Roosevelt. Big Ree, what do you think about the quote of the day?
That's great. You always got to believe. Otherwise, if you don't believe, you're not going to get there.
You know, it just tells you, like, when you want to do something or you have a goal or a plan in life or whatever it is, just believing that you can actually do it. Like, hey, I can do this. That's half the battle. Because once you start doubting yourself or hesitating and like, I don't know, you could still do it, but it's tough, right? You're basically starting off with an L, right? So you want to start off pumped, motivated, and just believing that, just having the thought that, hey, you know what? It's possible. It's possible. You're already halfway there. Then you figure out the game plan. And so I really like this quote of the day, and we like to throw out some inspirational quotes for the boys and girls, and you know, a lot of these quotes can be related to many different areas of your life, and so we want to, you know, just give you guys some motivation to start the episode. And so yeah, believe you can, and you are halfway there. So, you know, once you guys want to throw out a 6-team parlay, if you believe that you can win, you're halfway there, boys and girls. Halfway there. Just believe that you can win that 6-team parlay, and you're halfway there. Okay, let's get into a recap of last week. Big Ree, we had the Thursday Thanksgiving day games. We had the Packers, your Packers, 29-22 versus the Lions. Big Ree, what do you think about your team?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love stepped up. The defense stepped up. I mean, they balled out, and Jordan Love's the future. I've been saying it. He's going to be great. And they just outplayed them. They got like a late touchdown, which they pretty much seemed like they were just like giving it to them. And then the onside kick they didn't get, and then it was over.
So you're a believer in Jordan Love.
I've been all in.
So you think this guy's legit. He could be their QB.
He's going to be there.
He's going to be legit. So very confident. Wow. I watched this entire game. Obviously love watching football on Thanksgiving. This game, honestly, Detroit just never felt like they were in the game. Never felt like they were in it. Jared Goff just looked like crap. But Jordan Love looked good, and Packers, you know, they look good. I mean, I'll be honest, I was surprised, Big Ree, that you didn't go with your team after a big win against the Chargers that you were so pumped about, and you didn't have too much faith last week in them, but they got the W. And do they have a chance to make the playoffs? What do you think?
They have a big chance, but
a big chance.
Yeah, for sure.
You think they have a big chance, so not just a chance.
Unfortunately, they have a tough matchup this week, but the opponents have the Seahawks play the Cowboys, which is good. The Vikings are on a bye, and then the Packers play the Chiefs. The only reason it's good is because it's in Lambeau, so.
Yeah, they are at home. So, but look, I don't think anybody thought they were going to be 5-6. I definitely didn't think they would be 5-6.
Before we move on, I do want to call out Fox for this, not giving Jordan Love a turkey leg. This is some BS. You guys had it ready for Jared Goff, and this is unacceptable.
They didn't give it to him?
No, he was asking, "Where's my turkey leg?"
Really? Fox, what are you guys doing? Get the man his turkey leg. All right, the second game was the Cowboys and the Commanders, 45-10. I had this game, and Commanders, this game was 20-10 going into the fourth. 20-10. This is like, okay, it's an interesting game, and the Cowboys just blew it open in the fourth, and the boys are just putting up points. The boys are putting up points. I mean, are the boys for real?
The boys, yeah, they're for real in the regular season, but not in the playoffs. We know they're gonna. I said they're gonna choke in the playoffs. I said that from the beginning. We can go to the back. They'll be great in the regular season. They'll choke in the playoffs.
I don't know. I always talk trash about the Cowboys, but it just feels different this year.
And if you go back and look who they've beaten nobody impressive. They've beaten the Giants twice. I believe the Commanders. It's all losing teams.
Yeah, I mean they
are blowing them out. I'll give them credit.
They're blowing people out. That's what I'm like. They are just blowing teams out. So regardless, these are all professional teams. Like if they were just winning, that's different. I always scrutinize teams when they play like a crappy schedule and they haven't beaten anybody. And that's the case. They probably haven't beaten anybody like really legitimately, but these guys are just blowing people out. Like I haven't seen a team just 45-10 here, 38-3 against the Patriots, 30-10 against the Jets, 40-0 against the Giants or something. I mean, just unreal. It's crazy. But look, Cowboys.
It's great because everyone's gonna get hyped about the Cowboys, and then they're gonna lose in the first round, which is even better. It makes it even more better.
Yeah, everybody's always hyped. The Cowboys fans are always hyped. I don't think they're losing in the first round. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, the Cowboys. Look. I'm the one that's always talking trash about the Cowboys, but they're interesting this year. We'll see what happens. Niners 31-13 versus the Seahawks. I mean, this is... What are your thoughts on this game, Big Ree?
I don't know. I didn't expect this. I mean, I thought the Seahawks would put up a fight, especially in Seattle. I don't know what to say here. I mean, I guess Trent Williams coming back is a big deal. Giving protection for Purdy. And I think it gives him more time. I think protection is key. And I think any quarterback can play behind an O-line that's good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Trent Williams coming back is a big deal. I'm just more surprised, not surprised that the Niners won. That just Seahawks just look like crap, man. Obviously they're missing Kenneth Walker. That's a big deal. But they just look like crap. I don't know. I just don't know. I thought these guys... We're going to improve, but they're not looking good. But we'll move on. Dolphins 34-13 against the Jets. The Jets are, Jets are the Jets. Nothing to talk about. Actually, one thing I do want to talk about the Jets is, first of all, I don't understand why there's all this talk about, like, oh, is Rodgers coming back? And Robert Saleh is, like, even commenting, like, oh, if Rodgers comes back and he wants to play, he's going to play. Like, what the hell are you doing, Robert Saleh? Why are you even talking about that? Who cares about Aaron Rodgers? The guy's irrelevant. Nobody gives a crap. Why are we even talking about him? He's injured. He's done. Until he comes back, why is anybody talking about it? Focus on your damn team. Your team is 4-7. Your quarterback is Zach Wilson sucks. You need to worry about your own job. You are on the hot seat. I wouldn't be surprised if you're not here after this season.
First off, he's not getting fired.
Okay.
And two, he's just answering a question that the media is asking him. The media is doing their job.
Oh, so he has to answer every question the media asks him? Hey, answer me question. What color socks am I wearing? When did I take a crap this morning? He needs to answer every question the media asks him? That's how you feel?
He's just doing what he's going to do.
But why is he talking about players that are injured or not playing? That's his damn problem. That's why his team is 4-7. He's answering stupid questions when he needs to focus on his team. Focus on your team, Robert Saleh. Worry about your damn job. Why do you feel so secure about his job? He's 4-7.
Because Aaron Rodgers is hurt.
It doesn't matter. He's 4-7.
Yeah, your best player goes out. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he's 4-7. He's 4-7 still. He's still 4-7. Like, you don't think, like, this guy hasn't shown anything yet as a coach. He hasn't shown anything. It's not like he was 10-7, 11-6 every year, and then, like, oh, now his QB goes out and he has a bad year. This guy hasn't shown anything yet as a head coach. He's not shown anything. And I don't know if you pay attention. I pay attention to a lot of his press conferences and the stuff that he says. He says a lot of stupid stuff that are irrelevant. He backs his players like crazy when they completely suck. He's been backing Zach Wilson the entire season when the guy has been crap. At some point, you got to put some pressure on your own players. and be like, yeah, no, my team needs to step up. We need to step up. There's a reason why the coach is very important in football, and being a leader. Be a leader. This guy, I don't know. I mean, look, you don't root for anybody to get fired, but this guy, how he handles press conferences and when he talks about players, I don't know what this guy's doing.
There's a lot of other coaches that handle him very well.
What does that have to do with Robert Saleh? The hell does that have to do with Robert Saleh? We're not talking about 31 other coaches in the league. We're talking about Robert Saleh here. But Robert Saleh, seriously, man, get it together. Focus on your team, bro. Otherwise, you're going to be ousted soon.
0%. I'll make that loud and clear. 0% chance he gets fired at the end of the season. Robert Saleh will be the Jets head coach at the start of the 2024 season.
Okay, well, good luck for Robert Saleh, but he needs to get it together. This guy's not shown anything yet. So, he shouldn't be. After 2 seasons, I get it, but this guy's not showing anything. Anyhow, Falcons 24-15 against the Saints. The Steelers beat up on the Burles Bengals 16-10. Jake Browning, that guy, it's going to be a tough end of the season for the Bengals. Hard to watch. Titans beat the Panthers 17-10. Kind of nothing to really discuss there. Colts beat the Buccaneers 27-20. Another no-name game. Giants against the Pats 10-7. Anything you want to say on any of these games?
No, nothing really.
Jaguars 24-21 versus the Texans. Jaguars were expected to win. They won. Broncos 29-12 versus the Browns. Started off 1-5 and now are 6-5. What do you think, Big Ree? Are these guys a playoff contender?
Yeah, they should make the playoffs.
Do you think they can make a run if they make the playoffs? Do they have enough?
Make a run to the first round.
So you don't think that they have a chance to actually make a run?
No.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll even make the playoffs, to be honest, but I think it's a good story for them to have been able to turn it around. And, the new coach, Peyton, is actually, they started off rough. But other than that, I think that 70-point give up to Miami and the 50-point loss there, everyone really hit them. But their first 2 games, I think they lost by 1 and 2 points or something. Then they got spanked and everyone really tried to shove them in the ground. But kudos to, Russell Wilson. He's looking good and keeping the ball, not turning it over, as I say, very important. And, congrats to them.
So would you rather have a QB have under 200 yards and not turn it over, or 300-plus yards and turn it over a couple times?
Definitely under 200 yards and
Okay.
And no turnovers, for sure. For
Okay.
sure. You start turning over the ball, you can't win games. That's the reality. The NFL is too good. There's too good competition. Majority of the games in the NFL are decided by single digits. Majority of the games. 1 turnover, 2 turnovers in a game.
Because I think he didn't have 200 yards, if I was right. I don't remember.
He didn't have 200 yards.
Yeah.
He had 134 yards, but they won.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
So, but what would you have? What would
I don't
you have?
know. I'm just saying that's not great for a quarterback, 134 yards.
No, it's not at all, for sure. I agree. But, he's not turning it over, and I think that's huge. That's huge, and that's where a lot of these players or quarterbacks are able to stick in the league. As long as they don't turn it over, teams can plan around that and be like, okay, this guy's not going to turn it over. We'll keep it minimal, but I don't know if they're even going to make the playoffs, to be honest, but I'm rooting for them. Russ, I'm glad he turned it around. Rams 37-14 versus the Cardinals. Spanked them. This was, I think, 37-8 at one point.
Yeah, it was.
And just spanked on the Cardinals. Good win for the Rams. Kyler Murray looking pretty. It was good to see him that he's actually looking pretty normal.
Yeah.
After ACL injury. The Chiefs beat the Raiders 31-17. Chiefs got back on the winning end and, double-digit win, 31 points. That's good for them. Eagles, this was the game of the week, 37-34 win versus Buffalo. Unbelievable. This was an unbelievable game. super exciting to watch. Went to overtime. What's your thoughts there, Big Ree?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game, and at the end of the day, I mean, kudos to Jake Elliott for sure, but at the end of the day, I mean, the home team won and the better quarterback won. I mean, that's all it came down to.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really good game. Obviously, Josh Allen balled out. I mean, Josh Allen had a great game here. 2 touchdowns on the ground, 2 touchdowns in the air. They should have won this game. They were up by 10 going into the 4th. They let the Eagles just stay in there, and just the Buffalo defense, Josh Allen did everything he needed to do, but Buffalo defense just didn't step up. But same thing can be said with the Eagles. Their defense looked like crap. So both of these teams, they're got good quarterbacks, but defenses are not showing up. And that's why both of these teams, when it gets deep into the playoffs, I think they're going to have problems. Their defenses, both of them are not the same defenses that they were, 2 years ago.
The Bills probably aren't even going to make it at this point. I think they're 5-1 just to make it.
Just to make it? I think they make it. I think they slide into the wild card. But, yeah, I mean, they're not looking good right now at 6-6. But, yeah, so that was a great game. Ravens beat the Chargers 20-10. The Ravens didn't look super impressive, but Chargers just looked like crap. When does Brandon Staley get fired?
At the end of
the season or before the season ends?
End of the season. They're giving him the benefit of the doubt. Just let it bleed out.
Yeah, they're letting it bleed out. I think the team has already given up, and it's already a done season.
They want to lose now, so they want to keep him.
No, I don't think Staley doesn't want to lose, though.
Of course, he doesn't want to lose, but
he wants to win. The team wants to obviously get a better pick, that's for sure, but he wants to win. I think he still thinks in his head that he can save the season and save his coaching tenure.
He has no chance.
Have you listened to him in his press conferences? This guy's one of the biggest bozos that I've ever heard. He was fighting with the media, just ridiculous crap, ridiculous stuff. Like the stuff he was saying didn't even make any sense. This is just very silly, very silly. At this point, I think the Chargers need to just do him a favor, fire him, let him go, put some interim in there, and just see for their own sake how much of a difference, like maybe even an interim coach with a different scheme does for these guys. Because at this point, I don't think anybody even respects this guy. They're on a 3-game losing streak. I don't know if they lose to the Pats. Possible. They play the Pats this week, but if they lose 4 in a row, there's a chance they just give them the boot and just end it. Just end it quickly. And then Vikings, they lost on Monday night to the Bears 12-10. What a game. Bunch of field goals until the Hawkinson touchdown in the 4th. But Justin Fields, he looked pretty good other than those 2 fumbles.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to ask you, there's not much to talk about in this game, but what are your thoughts, just really quickly, is Justin Fields going to be the quarterback for the Bears next year, starting quarterback?
Done. They're going to draft Caleb Williams.
You think they're going to for sure 100%. Drafting a QB?
They're going to get the number 1 pick, and they're drafting Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think that's probably what's going to happen. They're going to have, it looks like maybe 2 top 5 picks, and they're going to draft Caleb. But I still think that, I still like Justin Fields. I don't think he has enough weapons for you guys to make a decision on this guy. He just doesn't got enough weapons.
But if you get the number 1 pick, you're not passing on Caleb Williams. You're not.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you think about it. If you give them another O-line and the Marvin Harrison Jr., does that change much for these guys?
No, it's the Bears.
I don't know. I think they're going to draft Caleb, but I don't know. I think Justin Fields, I think he needs to be put in a position where he has more weapons. It's kind of, I'll discuss this on one thing, but same like Bryce Young. He has no weapons. You can't judge guys when they got no weapons at all, nothing.
He needs protection more than weapons at this point.
He needs both. He's got no protection, but he's got no weapons.
Yeah.
The guy's got no weapons at all. Nothing. They got nothing. His best receiver is Adam Thielen. I mean, that says itself. Adam Thielen should be your third receiver.
I mean, if you say this, I mean, I'll say this right now. DJ Moore is better than any Packers wide receiver right now. And Jordan Love just balled out.
Maybe the DJ Moore is probably better than any Packers receiver, but you're acting like Jordan Love is balling out. This guy's not balling out. He's like,
what do you mean? He's balling out. He's balling out the last 3 weeks. Look at his
last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
but last 3 weeks. What about the other 8 games? It's not like he's balling out like Patrick Mahomes.
It's his first season, but we always do this for the other stuff when it goes your way. So I'm gonna do it the same thing.
You can do whatever you want, but don't act like Jordan Love is playing like Patrick Mahomes and like he has no receivers and he's playing like Patrick Mahomes. He's playing pretty good the last few weeks.
I'm just saying this guy's like in his 3rd year and he has a receiver that's better than. So don't say he doesn't have any weapons.
He's got one weapon.
Okay.
He's got one weapon, but I'm saying he needs more weapons. Who are we talking about right now? Justin Fields or Bryce Young?
Justin Fields, both.
I'm talking about Bryce Young, so I don't understand where.
He has some salt.
Who's his weapons?
He has Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen's your third receiver, and he's got sacked 40 times already. So you can't compare Bryce Young with Jordan Love. You just can't. This guy's got no weapons at all.
He needs protection more than weapons. Protection is more important than weapons.
I agree, but you're the one that's bashing him. You're saying, I don't know which rant you're going on, Big Ree. Like you're talking about Jordan Love. Nobody cares about Jordan Love. I'm not even talking about Jordan Love right now. Who cares about Jordan Love? We're talking about Bryce Young and Justin Fields. Like you get so emotional. We're just talking. Let's stick to the topics. Like Justin Fields, we talked about him. We moved on, and then I was just touching on like Bryce Young, that this guy has no weapons. And Adam Thielen, if you think he's a number 1 receiver, I don't know.
He's not, but his numbers the first 6 games were pretty good.
No, he's playing good, but there's going to be a number 1 receiver on every team. Someone's going to have more yards than everybody else.
Yeah.
But if you're going to act like this guy is like a legitimate number 1 and Bryce Young has got a legitimate number 1 to throw to, it's not. And I agree. The O-line is very important. If you don't have O-line, you can't do anything. You saw Patrick Mahomes in that Super Bowl when he was running for his life. He had no O-line. It doesn't matter who it is. But let's move on. Let's get into the BS segment, Big Ree, of the show. We came back from Thailand. What a trip. We were out there for 2 weeks, 12 days in Thailand. And Big Ree, we were obviously there for 12 days. What's your overall thought just on the Thailand trip?
Great trip. People are nice, a lot to do. A lot of different places we went and different things to do, and highly recommend Thailand.
Big Ree highly recommends Thailand, and we started off in Bangkok, Thailand. Bangkok's a big city. A lot of culture in Bangkok. Just a huge tourist. I think that's one thing that I want to kind of elaborate on, is people are asking us a lot of questions about Thailand in the comments and DM. The country, first of all, is run off tourism. There are so many tourists in any part of Thailand that you go to. We went to Bangkok for 4 days. We went to Chiang Mai for 3 days, and then we went to Phuket for 6 days. And every single one of those cities, all it is just, you just see tourists everywhere. Tourists are all over the place over there. So that's one thing, that the country is run on tourism. So don't be surprised when you go there that you're just seeing so many tourists. That's kind of shocking to me. That was one of the things I was like, dang, like wow, it's just tourists everywhere. Which when I go on some international trips, I like to go on trips where it's not just tourists. Like you're kind of immersed into the culture of the country. Where I think it's the other way around. There's a lot of culture in Thailand, but they're also catering this to a lot of the tourists, right? And so that was very interesting, almost shocking to me, the number of tourists that were there. On the 3 cities we went to, Big Ree, what was your favorite?
I had to say Phuket.
Phuket. Why'd you like Phuket compared to like Bangkok, and what did you enjoy most about Phuket?
The beach, obviously. I mean, what else? The water, the islands we went to, Fifi Islands.
Yeah, I mean the crystal blue waters over there and off the beaches, especially when you go to the islands like Fifi Island and James Bond Island and Krabi. The waters are crystal blue. Then you got the white sand beaches. So the beaches are beautiful, and there's just so much to do. Water things, just adventure activities, food. I mean, in actual Phuket, there's so much food there.
Yeah.
Food, all sorts of different cuisines. Like I said, it's just, you walk over there, it's just tourists. And I would say, 70%, 80%?
80, yeah.
It's just nothing but tourists. But yeah, I would say if I would pick, I mean, I liked Chiang Mai, but that's a different vibe. So I really like Chiang Mai, but then it's like, dude, how long could I have actually been in Chiang Mai? I liked Phuket, but the same thing, how long could I have been in Phuket too? Because there were just so many tourists. I'm sure there's a lot of other beach cities that there's not as much tourist, where it's a different vibe. So you have to be ready for a lot of other tourists there. Obviously super cheap. Super cheap. I mean, food, clothes, transport, everything. Super cheap. So friendly. A lot of people are friendly. I want to make that clear. Like the actual locals are super friendly because they know there's so much tourists, so they do their best to take care of you. But on that note, they know they need to make their money from the tourist, and so they're gonna try to take your money by gouging prices left and right, whether it's on taxis, tuk-tuks, shopping, everything other than the food, because the prices are just set usually. Yeah. They're not negotiating on food. The prices are set and everything's very reasonable. But other than that, expect to be thrown a price about 3 times what you should expect to pay. They're gonna hose the hell out of you. So if you're gonna go to Thailand and someone tells you it's 500 baht, which the local currency is baht, it's called baht, and $1 equals 35 or 36 baht, make sure that, like, if someone tells you it's 100 baht, you gotta counter with 25 baht or 30 and probably settle at about half. What would you say, Big Ree?
Yeah, I agree.
And sometimes in different cases, you might have to pay a little bit more than what you probably should, because they know if you don't pay, some other tourist is going to pay them, whether for it's a taxi or for a souvenir. So there's, in certain cases, even though you know you're getting hosed, you kind of just got to pay up. It's not worth the time and money to argue over a small amount when it's really kind of immaterial. But just be prepared to negotiate. Obviously, a lot of good shopping there. If you're going to do shopping, I would say Bangkok is the place to do all your shopping, because it's such a big city that a lot of the locals are shopping there, and so you're going to get good prices because the locals are shopping at the same places you are. When you go to like, for example, Phuket, it's all tourist shopping. So these guys are hosing the hell out of you, and it's just, do your shopping in Bangkok. And most people, when they go to Thailand, they travel to different parts of Thailand. So unless you want to trek around a few extra bags of shopping, I would say, mostly everybody's going to fly into Bangkok when you go to Thailand. So just fly in there, but then have at least a day or two, probably 2 days on the tail end of your trip, so you can do any shopping you want and you don't need to pay for extra baggages for every flight that you go to, and then carrying those extra bags around. So that'd be some advice. I know a lot of people asked, would you live in Thailand? Like, would you actually live there?
Yeah, I would consider it. I'm not saying 100% I would, but I would consider it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could retire there, but I don't think I would live there at this point in my life. I wouldn't mind going there for like 2 months, maybe 2-3 months at a time, and just enjoying a summer or whatever. I could do that, but at this point, being there full time, I don't know, I could do it. But if you want to retire and you're like, hey, look, I'm not working anymore, I just want to go there, I can see that for sure. Sure, dollar goes a long way. So yeah, I mean, definitely a place to check out. Highly put that on the list. It's just a place that you want to experience. What What were some of the highlights of your trip, Big Ree? What are your top 3 highlights?
I would say the beach, number 1. Seeing an elephant in person.
Seeing an elephant, okay.
And having street food. Able to eat the street food, because you're able to eat the street food. There's nothing wrong with it. You can eat all the street food you want.
And let's kind of touch on that, because a lot of people that don't travel internationally a lot are not familiar. They just think, oh, I can go wherever I want and I can just go eat whatever you want. That's not correct. When you go to a lot of these third world countries and different countries, you start eating whatever you want and drinking whatever you want, you're going to get sick. You're going to have stomach issues quickly. And it can quickly, you start having stomach issues, it can quickly ruin your whole trip, quickly. If you're not there for like 2 months for it to adjust, you might be there for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, and you start getting stomach issues for 3, 4, 5 days, you're donezo. So Thailand, Big Ree is correct. Like for the most part, 98% of the time, you could just eat whatever you want. You're not getting sick. Everything's pretty clean. Obviously, we always drink bottled water. Regardless, it's pretty clean. But wherever you go internationally, just drink bottled water. Trust me, you're going to thank us. That's a quick way to get sick. Food is really good. I mean, if you like Thai cuisine, which I love Thai cuisine, you get the best Thai food in Thailand. And obviously expected, but it's significantly noticeably better than what you get here. I mean, Thai food here is good too, right? I'm not going to say it's like crap, but it's just so much better there. I mean, I would say my highlights of the trip were obviously seeing an elephant in person and feeding an elephant was legit. That was fun. We actually saw a tiger in person, a huge tiger, and petted a tiger. I was legitimately scared as crap to be in that same little cage with the tiger, worried that if this thing attacks me. Big Ree, you weren't scared. You claim you weren't scared, at least.
I was somewhat scared of when I walked in, but then like, one of our friends, once you start paying them, like, and you're behind them, it's like, okay, whatever. And then the thing that bothered me with that is they were saying it wasn't like, what do you call it? Like they sleep 18 to 20 hours. They don't like, what's the word? It's not coming to my head right now.
What, that they don't medicate the?
Yeah, like they don't medicate them or whatever it is. Our camera guy's getting it right now. They don't sedate them. They don't sedate them. That's just BS.
You think that's BS?
Yeah, come on, man. How is this tiger going to be listening to you all the time?
I mean, I don't know. They made it clear that they don't, sedate the tigers, and that they sleep 18 to 20 hours, and they're very friendly because they were born and raised there, and these guys have taken care of them their whole lives. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is, but I was scared as crap. I mean, it's a good experience. Say you pet a tiger, but I don't know if it's that much of an experience where you're like worried that, dude, if this thing flinches and decides to come after you, you're donezo. That's it.
And it's just crazy how they make that video for you at the end. You give them your phone, and then they like the camera all the way up to the face.
Yeah, they literally put it right into the face of the tiger, and they move back. It's a cool video, and that was one of my fun parts. Another one of my fun parts was we were in we ate a bunch of street food, Thai teas, pad Thai, chicken satay, all sorts of food. But one time we were walking in Phuket. We were walking around. I think we were going to one shop, and we're walking into the shop, and Big Ree, he doesn't walk in. And I'm like, well, what the hell is Big Ree doing? Big Ree is not walking into the shop. I'm like, Big Ree, what's going on? I'm going back to the hotel. Like, what do you mean you're going back to the hotel, Big Ree? We're about to go in. Big Ree says, I need to take a shit. And I'm like, wait, a what? This guy says he needs to take a crap. That might have been the highlight of my trip. Big Ree yelling in the streets of Phuket, I need to take a crap. That might have been one of my highlights, boys and girls, from Big Ree. Yelling in the streets of Phuket that he needs to take a crap was probably one of my highlights of the trip that I will never forget. And then they always say, you don't really know somebody until you travel with them. And travel with them for 2 weeks, and you will learn a lot about people. And I have to say, it is true. It is true. When you travel with somebody for 2 weeks, you learn a lot. And without getting into details, I think one thing you learn about Big Ree is he likes to do things quickly. Big Ree does not like to wait on things. And so, but overall, great trip. Had a great time. Yeah, cannot wait to get out on another international trip. But yeah, the trip went well. We made it back. We appreciate all the support from all the viewers. We did our best to throw out the videos, and we wanted to make sure that everyone that was waiting for those weekly videos to drop, that we dropped them. And yeah, anything else you want to throw in, Big Ree?
No, let's just get into the picks now.
All right, so without further ado, here we go, boys and girls. Aquí vamos, chicos y chicas. Let's go. Game 1. We got the Arizona Cardinals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are a 5.5-point favorite. Arizona 2-10, coming off a 37-14 loss to the Rams. Look, they just got blown out. Arizona got blown out, but the score is a little bit deceiving here. 4 of the Rams' touchdown drives were by 54 yards or less. So they weren't driving 70, 80 yards and just spanking the Cardinals. They had 4 drives under 50, 54 under yards. The Cardinals, 5 of their 10 losses on the season are by 10 or under. Kyler Murray's back. I think that's good for football. When he started off his career with a bang. Then he had the ACL injury, but he's not there yet, but he's looking good. He's looking 80, 85%, 90%. He's looking good. Once again, another team that lacks weapons, so it's hard to tell, but he's looking good. Every game over 200 plus yards, and so he's looking good. Then we got Pittsburgh 7-4, coming off a 16-10 win versus Cincy. They just dominated the Burrow-less Bengals, as I said earlier. Without Burrow, you're missing a top QB in the league, and the backup, serviceable, but what can you really expect from him? The Steelers 5-2 in their last 7 games, but only 2 impressive wins for me, Baltimore and Cleveland. And honestly, I think they should have lost both of those games. They were down late in the 4th on both of those games and ended up winning. Here's my thoughts on this game. I just don't think Pittsburgh has enough offense. I don't trust their offense. I think they're winning games, but I like Arizona to keep this close here, and I like this game to be decided on a game-winning field goal either way. I think it's going to be a game-winning field goal. Pittsburgh wins or Arizona wins, but either way, I like Arizona to cover. This is my lock of the week, boys and girls. I'm taking Arizona plus 5.5. All right, game 2. We got the Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are a 5.5-point favorite. Carolina 1-10, coming off a 17-10 loss to Tennessee. They're on a 4-game losing streak. The only win on the season, 15-13 versus the Texans. 5 of their 6 road losses are by 7 points or more. So they are losing big on the road. Then we got Tampa Bay, who's 4-7. They're coming off a 27-20 loss to Indy. They got outgained by 100 yards. They are 1-6 in their last 7 games, but they do have a tough schedule, and 4 of their last 5 games have been on the road. Some of the big news coming out of this game is, first of all, Carolina fired their coach. 11 games into the season. I think it was the right decision. That guy should never have been hired. Unfortunately, some people get the BOD, start getting jobs that they don't deserve. It happens all the time. And kudos to the Panthers for cutting bait quickly and just moving on. But they are the Panthers are a bad team. Horrible, as we talked about, a horrible O-line. Bryce Young is getting sacked at least 3-4 times a game. They got no weapons, as I said earlier. They just got no weapons. But I still think that they cover here. because, first of all, I think Baker's a little bit banged up. Buccaneers are not that good either. And I like this to be a close game. I like Tampa Bay to win 20-17. But I'm taking the Carolina Panthers plus 5.5. And I want to make this clear. I still believe that Bryce Young will come out of this draft as the best quarterback of this draft over C.J. Stroud. I want to make that clear. Bryce Young comes out of this draft as the best quarterback. Week 11 in the first year. All right, game 3. We got the San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Niners are a 2.5-point favorite. San Francisco coming off a 31-13 win versus Seattle. They are on a 3-game winning streak after a 3-game losing streak. They started off 5-0, and they dropped 3 in a row, and now they won 3 in a row. Christian McCaffrey is playing great. The guy is looking really good. Brock, this guy is playing great. And then the next game, he's just playing average. I just don't know what's going on with this guy. But 70% completion, numbers don't lie. The guy is completing the ball at a high percentage. So he is completing it. That's big time for them because, as I said earlier, when you have interceptions, that's how you lose games. You lose games, and on that streak when they lost, he had a lot of interceptions. But when he controls those, they can still win even if he doesn't play great. And you're seeing that. Then we got the Eagles 10-1, coming off a 37-34 win versus Buffalo. Great game to watch. Buffalo should have won this game. I think they just blew it. They were up by 10 in the fourth, and they couldn't hold off the Eagles. They were outgained 505-378 in this game and still won. Offense is rolling just like last season. The offense is rolling. They're putting up a lot of points. But the key is the defense is the problem. They have the 14th ranked overall defense, first of all. They're giving up 22 points per game, the defense. And this team, if you really look at their record and their games, they could be a 6-5 or a 7-4 team. Their defense is not good. And look, I think they've been squeaking out wins. Buffalo, they squeaked out against Dallas. The Chiefs, I thought they should have lost that game. And so I like the Niners here. I know the Niners are on the road, but this is more about me trusting the Niners defense and not trusting the Eagles defense. And so I'm taking the Niners minus 2.5. All right, Big Ree, let's go.
The first game I got is the Chargers at the Patriots. The Chargers 4-7, coming off a 20-10 loss on Sunday Night Football. Patriots 2-9, coming off a 10-7 loss versus the Giants. Mac Jones benched again. Herbert looked okay, didn't get the job done. Chargers are better here and a better team, but also worse pass defense, and it's in Foxborough. I think Chargers win on a game-winning field goal, but the Patriots cover. I'm taking the Pats plus 6. The next game I got is the Dolphins at the Commanders. Dolphins 8-3, coming off a 34-13 win versus the Jets on Friday. Commanders 4-8, coming off a blowout loss on Thanksgiving, 45-10. Tua's looked great so far. Tyreek has been having an amazing season. Commanders season as expected. They fired defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio. QB Sam Howell having a better season than expected with wide receivers Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and Jahan Dotson. I think this is going to be a good game. I think everyone's going to hammer in on the Dolphins, but I'm not. I'm going to take the Commanders plus 9.5. The last game I got is the Lions 8-3 at the Saints. The Lions are coming off a loss Thanksgiving Day, as we talked about, to the Packers, 29-22. Saints 5-6, coming off a 24-15 loss to the Falcons. Lions are the better team here, but not by much. It's a lot closer than people think. QB Jared Goff is not playing as good as he was in the beginning of the season. Saints need this win. It's also in New Orleans. And I think it will be a close game. Even if they don't win, I think they cover the 4. So I'm taking the Saints +4. Before we log off, I just want to make it clear, I have no lock this week. Just 3 picks, there's no lock.
Okay, and I want to go to quick shout out to Big Ree. Big Ree was a guest on the Z-Ball podcast last week. Link is in the description. Ree went 6-0 on his NFL picks against the spread on the Z-Ball podcast last week. So hit the link is in the description. Jump on the Z-Ball podcast and you'll support his podcast, throwing out fire picks. All right, boys and girls.